Good morning, Roll Gang, and welcome on inside to another episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. I am going to keep this episode short and sweet this morning. I gotta pack up and go. Processor Sky is going to Cali, Roll Gang. I am so excited to be hitting up Cali, Oakland, California for Oaksterdam University's grand reopening of their in-person school. I am so excited to go and hang out with the Roll Gangers out in California and chop it up with my old professors at the school and really pub up this amazing Oaksterdam 15-year anniversary rolling spoon. We are going to be giving out rolling spoons. Got a whole bunch of sips from my girl Bri for all the Roll Gangers out there. But super excited to hit up this real short, sweet edition of the midweek mailbag on today's episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. I have 3 questions from Roll Gangers on Twitter that I need to dive into. They're really good ones this morning, and I'm super excited to do that with you guys. But as is Stoner Law, we have awoke, so now we smoke. And I'm gonna roll up a quick joint of this Georgia pie is what I'm smoking on the show this morning from out in Cali. And while I roll up this nice joint, I am going to give a quick shout out to the sponsors of the show because they make it happen for me and make the show possible for the Roll Gangers. So first and foremost, Oaksterdam University, ladies and gentlemen, the first and only real cannabis college in the United States. Claim your stake in the cannabis industry by getting your horticulture, cannabis compliance certificate from Oaksterdam University. Use promo code Rolling Spoon for 10% scholarship for your tuition at Oaksterdam and learn about this amazing plant and how it works with our body and our government and how to produce it. You know, it's an amazing plant that you can grow in your house. They actually have a home grow course that you can learn everything you need to know about how to grow cannabis in your very own home. Oaksterdam University is the place to go. Promo code Rolling Spoon for 10% off tuition at Oaksterdam. And the show is also brought to you by the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool, helping your processor to roll a dime every time here on the Weekday Wake and Bake, and helping you to roll a dime every time at wherever you are smoking. I hope you guys having a great morning, a great sesh morning. It's a beautiful late September morning here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I hope it's as nice as wherever you guys are, Roll Gang. But anyways, I'm going to use my rolling spoon here to procure up this little joint ski here for the show, and then get this show on the road. So see how I'm using my straight edge to get that top pressure on the herb inside of the joint? It makes it all stick together. So whenever I remove the spoon, it's already stuck in there. You guys can't see it too well, but all I really got to do right now is mold it and then tuck it and then lick it and then light it. Bick it. Lick it, stick it, and bick it. So I got my poker end of my rolling spoon. Boom. Let's go, Roll Gang. Let's get on into this midweek mailbag. What do you guys say on this episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake, brought to you by Oaksterdam University and the Rolling Spoon? Let's get on in. First question here on this episode comes from @GorillaMong, a very regular question asker on the midweek mailbag episodes. Really appreciate @GorillaMong on Twitter. Do you smoke before you work out? Yo, what a question. What kind of stoner doesn't smoke before they work out? I know most stoners will consume, but so I don't actually go to the gym at all, Gorilla Mom. I don't really pump any iron or anything like that. My favorite way to work out is to chase around a little yellow ball. I love playing tennis, and I do consume every single time I play, Roll Gang. One of my missions coming up here is to really remove the stigma of the lazy stoner. You can smoke weed and be super productive, athletically, work-wise, however you deem productive, because that's really what it is. You're the only one that can count something as productive, but consuming cannabis puts you in a heady mindset that makes you be able to calmly approach any task, And in tennis specifically, pot helps a ton. So basically, whenever you're playing tennis, it's an attention span sport. So you're really just, instead of trying to hit winners, like everybody sees tennis and you try to hit winners, really the goal is don't miss. Just don't get bored, don't miss. So I love to smoke weed, get nice and stoned, sit in the pocket, and just make a ton of shots. And it's really successful match play, actually. I don't know many people that consume as much cannabis as I do before tennis, but tennis is greatly benefited by cannabis. I think all working out is greatly benefited by cannabis and consuming this amazing plant. I just can't imagine playing tennis personally without it. Wow, strong joint. Huge shout out @Gorilla Mong for the question, do you smoke before you work out? Every fucking time, Gorilla Mong. Second of 3 questions on today's episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake comes from @DawnRising, REISING, @DawnRising said, this one's kind of funny, this one's kind of good. I caught my 15-year-old son smoking weed. What do I do? I caught my 15-year-old son smoking weed. What do I do? Well, Dawn, I think you've come to the right place. I started smoking weed around when I was 15. And the thing about it is, you just have this little human. You have this little human that's thinking and acting on their own accord, and the only way they're really going to learn is by doing. And cannabis isn't harmful, so I wouldn't get too mad. I would maybe suggest to your 15-year-old son, I'd love to know his name, by the way. He's a future roll ganger for sure, clearly. Smoking a little bit early, but not really. I mean, I know a lot of people who started smoking weed around 15, and it's really, you kind of have to learn your way somehow, It's a great socializing experiment. If you really want to punish him, then I understand, but my suggestion, you asked, what do I do? Nothing, Don't get mad, because that might even convince him to do it more. Don't be like, oh yeah, go smoke as much as you want. Just kind of like, whatever, learn your way, choose your path. Encourage your son to choose their path, and then just be there for them when he needs you, If it goes south and he gets a little bit too stoned, you can be there for him, It's not going to be the end of the world. Cannabis is such a great alternative to all the other drugs that kids are doing nowadays, so super safe. I feel for you, Dawn. @DawnRising on Twitter. caught her 15-year-old son smoking weed and asking what to do. There's not much you can do. It's just weed. You can punish them, but I don't know if it'll work. I was punished for smoking weed. It didn't really affect me. I think the same effect would have occurred if it was just like, whatever, Wow, this Georgia pie is delicious this morning. I hope the whole roll gang smoking up a nice joint ski, ripping a fat bong, however you consume. I hope you're doing it with your rolling spoon. Shout out to the main sponsor of the show this morning, the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool, helping roll a dime every time, and Oaksterdam University, the first cannabis college in the United States. Yo, Chuck X_XIX on Instagram, major shout out. How do I follow you on Twitter? @rolling_spoon on Twitter is how you can participate in the next midweek mailbag. Really appreciate Chuck _XIX for the question. Dime time. Shout out Cali420 Love for tuning in. Shout out Stratman726. Really great to see you guys. I hope you're blazing something nice this morning. Having a nice sesh. Because I love session with you guys. That's for damn sure. Last question here on this midweek mailbag episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake comes from @MasterDabber4200. @MasterDabber4200 says, what's the best time to smoke weed? Well, Master Dabber, people that dab love 710 because that's oil upside down. If you write 710 and flip it upside down, it writes oil. So Master Dabber probably like 710, but he does have 420 in his Twitter handle, 4200. My favorite time to smoke weed, roll gang. Do you guys have any guess by any chance? Shout out your guess if out loud if you guys have one. But my favorite time to smoke, roll gang. Weekday mornings, 8 a.m. Pacific time. Wake and bacon with the roll gang. It is my favorite time to smoke. You guys, I absolutely love coming on to have sesh with you guys and blaze up some herb, wake and bake. We all do it anyway, so we might as well do it together every morning. It's the best time to smoke, in my opinion. Shout out @MasterDabber4200 for an awesome question. What is the best time to smoke weed? Weekday mornings, 8 a.m. Pacific time. Right here on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I appreciate the roll gangers coming on and smoking at the best time to smoke with me. It's an absolute pleasure to see you guys every morning. But I'm going to go and pack my bags and get my ass on the road. Headed west for Cali and then north for Oakland. Super, super excited to go hit up my alma mater, Oaksterdam University. I can't wait to make my return to campus. It is going to be an absolute hoot of a time. Major shout out to my dad, the wizard Izzy Sky, coming through. I'm going to see him tomorrow. He's going to be running the booth with me, and we're going to be making hella content. So make sure you stay tuned in. @rolling_spoon on Instagram and Twitter, Rolling Spoon on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook. Major shout out to all the roll gangers tuning in this morning. Drive safe, man, from Quality Vegas Buds. Huge shout out, Joe, Quality Vegas Buds. Appreciate you. Safe travels from Stratman726. Hello from Cali Squad. Yo, love you guys so much. Cali420 love. Great to see you guys. I will be back at you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time from the Bay Area, baby. So excited. Shout out Roll Gang. Shout out the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Toll making this show and this trip possible. Absolutely love you guys and can't wait to see you tomorrow. Mwah! Love you.